Hello! In this video lesson, I'm going to show you how to make this blouse here. Okay? It's a blouse right here from La Niña. To make it, I used Molitex 500 wool. I used 45 soap operas in the middle. There's 5.5 soap operas in the left. It's half of the 6th skein. So here I'm going to show you how it was left behind. Yes, just long. I chose to make it long, but you can make it shorter, no problem. And through this video lesson, you can make it the size you want, shorter, wider, tighter, longer, and for all sizes from P to GGE, I will leave it in the video descriptions. It's the cava measurements here. Oh, from the mango, okay? The only measurement you need, as soon as you have an idea of each size, cavity size, the rest is body measurement, as I explained in the video lesson. So I used bulha number 6, okay? And 5.5 soap operas from La Damole, okay? So that left half the 6th right. So let's go to the step-by-step class. To make this blouse, I will use Lamb Monet, our 100 grease skeins with Tex 500, 200 Menor skeins. So it's a 100% acrylic wool. She suggests to me that for crochet, a 2.5 needle is 2 to 2.5. The color I'm going to use is 60/40. It's a very cute purple lilac. Yeah, I'm going to use the number 6 needle. I will use it much larger than suggested here on the label because I want it to be very loose, because I have a tension from the tight point, right? As I have been explaining in all the other video lessons, and I always use double. This time I'm going to use a little bigger because I want this blouse to look like this, really stripped down. It's a very cute model, very loose. So I decided to do it with needle number 6, but then you test it with the material you will use. If you're going to use 11 needle as thick as I do, then it's up to you. It's a suggestion. For me it worked great, and I will use another needle, also number 5, but it is only for the finish. For finishing the collar and cuff, but it's very little that we will use too. It is at your discretion to use a larger, another, or is a larger, and then the smaller to make the finish according to the video class. Then you see and decide if you are going to use these 2 needles. But to knit the whole piece, I will use needle number 6. You will also need a measuring tape to take the measurements. Some markers, but that's not that important. I use this, I will use just to learn. It's holding the piece when sewing, okay? Then it's not necessary. If you don't, no problem. An upholstery needle, which is for making the seams, and a pair of scissors. Very, very simple materials. Yes, this point that I'm going to make, it's multiples of 2, right? So if I put the number of pairs there on your chain cord, it will work out super well. And at the end, you put another chain, which is to gain height. So you're going to measure your piece, you're going to make chain cords until you reach the size you need, right? And then you're going to count and see if they're even numbers. Everything is right. From there, you add another one to gain height and continue, yeah? Then it starts to happen. It's to continue, right? Start weaving your piece. It is then explained here that the point is multiples of 2 plus 1. At the end, I will explain the measurement you need to take. So I always take it as 3 body measurements. To see which one is the biggest, I always take the biggest one so there's no mistake. So what are the measurements you need to take from shoulder to shoulder? Okay, you take it from one shoulder to the other and take this measurement. You can also take the measurement of the circumference of the bust and the circumference of the belly, okay? And take the largest one, because sometimes the person has a bigger belly, so you took the measurement of the bust. Then put on the blouse, it's super tight on your belly, then it didn't work out. So yes, that's why I say sometimes you take the measurement of the bust and belly, do it by the measurement of the belly, and the person has a bigger bust or wider shoulders, and the blouse ends up being tight on top. So the ideal is to take these 3 measurements and always take the largest. So this is for every piece you make, there's no mistake, right? So yeah, I took the measurement. My biggest measure is the bust. Is it okay? That's 90 centimeters, that's 90 centimeters. Then I would have to deal with how I'm going to weave the front and back separately, okay? I'm going to divide it in half, so my circumference is 40 and it's 90. I'm going to split it in half, and I'm going to do 45 for the back and 45 for the front. But since I want a looser blouse, I will. I decided to increase it a little bit. So from 90, I went to 1M, and I will weave 50 centimeters, but this is optional. Then you decide if you want to make it a little bigger or not. There it is. It is at your discretion when you go to perform the piece. So mine I left a little bigger. So instead of leaving 45 centimeters to not be very tight on the body, I left with 50, a little bigger. It will increase my piece by 10 centimeters in my size. So that it's a very stripped down piece, it's a jacket. It's actually going to look good, really cool. So I'm going to have to weave 2 squares, right? 2 rectangles. Actually, I think it is 50 centimeters wide. So adding the 2 gives 1M. So this is how you take the measurement. Then you also need to take the measurement of the shoulder, not the arm. Which is so you can do the sleeves afterwards and the shoulders, right? Which is for you to sew later. I usually leave 17 centimeters for the shoulder, but you can measure the person very precisely, like this, right at the bone of the shoulder to the neck. That's where you have to measure to see more or less how much you need to sew on top. But this, throughout the video classes, you will remove the doubt and it will become easier. Yeah, so I'm gonna make my lanyard here. I have here, in fact, already a woven cord with 58 chains. It will give me here plus 150 centimeters. I have 58 little chains here, so it's an even number there. What am I going to do? I'm going to make another chain. It's not that it's to win everything. So I already discovered here that 58 chains will give me 50 centimeters. I'm going to do one more to gain height, and now I'm going to zoom in so you can see how we're going to do the stitch now. So I did another one to gain height. I'm going to make a half high point on the second chain that comes from the needle. 12 here. I'm going to make a half high point. Zero agulha, as if I were going to make a high point. But I take off all the loops at once, half a high point. I'm going to make half a high point on each base chain, Cairo needle, as if I were going to make a high point. But I take them all at once. So every little chain here makes a half high point on this blouse. I'm not going to make a bar, okay? So this one will be like this. So you already take the measurement, you will already weave the size you want. You don't need to leave it, and then lower the bar here, okay? And this is how the career gets here. Then you do half a high point on each base point until you reach the end of your career. I'll do mine here. When I finish, I'm going to have to be 58 points low. It's kind of high points in my career. I'm doing it here. And it goes like this. I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to do my 58 half high points. Then I'll come back with you to teach you the next steps. I finished my career, with all the means. High points, okay. I get here at the end, I make a little chain just to gain height. He won't count as a point, okay? Make the chain to gain height and turn the work around. Now I'm going to do half a high point on each base point here. So I'll do it in the first one because this chain is just to gain height. So here, in the first one I do half high point, acute teaching, and pull everything at once. So in each one there will be 2 chains, 2 rows of points, medium high. There is this first one and this one here. This one here will be as if it were a blouse bar. And it will be medium half high point. In each base point, so she's already poking with these little spaces here, which will already give a detail to the piece, okay? Come on, there's gonna be some holes there. And I'm doing, half a point high on each point. So I keep weaving like this until I reach the end of my career. Half a point high on each base point until you reach the end of your career. I'll weave mine here. As soon as I'm done, I'll come back with you to show you the next career. I finished my career here, the second career with half a high points, okay? That's how my career has been. So now I'm always going to do it. When I get here at the end, I make a little chain and turn the work around in the third. In the third career will be careers of low points. So I already do it here in the first one, okay? Because this little chain is just to gain height, I do it here in the first little space. I already make a low point, and in the next only low point, this career number 3. Only low points, the low point. For those who still do not know how to do, I just insert the needle, loop thread, and take the 2 loops. So that's the low point, okay? So the third career will be low points. I will finish here the career of low points. I will go to the end, point by point. It's making my 58 points, and I got it wrong here. And when I finish, I'll come back with you to show you how he does his next career. And then the fantasy point of the play will begin. He's getting like this. Look how cute he's getting. So if you are enjoying this video, leave your like on it. Active is subscribe to the channel if not already subscribed, and activate the bells. What is that notifications, that little bell that sits there on the side, so that YouTube can let you know when I post a new video, okay? I always have new videos on the channel, so it's important, right, that you don't miss anything new. So I'll do it here. Low points until the end of my career, then I'll come back with you. I don't think I was filming, I'll come back with you to show how it turned out and explain the fantasy point of the play now. I reached the end of my career doing only the low points. Now I make a little chain and turn the work around. In this career, I will half high, half high. In this first point, here it is in the first. I already do half a high point. Next time, I will also do a half high point. And now here next to it, I'm going to make a half point. It's a high point, only it's a high point, more elongated. I'll show you how I do it. Then I make the loop and enter here. In the same space where I made the second half high point. Okay. I enter here in the same space. I pull the loop.
and it stays like this. Sometimes I take it out or everything at once or in 2 times, like I do at the high point. I'll do it like this. Oh, I give the loop and take off the first loop. I was like this. Now I give another loop and take off the second loop. Oh, this way. And I'm going to hold here on the needle. I'm not going to finish this point. It's going to stay that way. I give a loop. Oh, I'm going to skip 1 stitch and I'm going to the next. Oh, I'm going to skip this one and I'm going to do this one. On this one, I'm going to do the high stitch. Oh, but I'm going to take it off. I'm going to make the handle and I'm going to take off just the first handle, and I'm going to hold the rest on the needle. I already have 4 straps here and I'm going to do it again. Oh, I give the strap in the same space here. Oh, I go in here and pull to make a high point. Then I just shoot the first strap here. Oh, staying like this. Oh, with 6 straps on the needle. After I have 6 straps, now yes, I can take it all off at once. I take them all off at once and make a little chain that's meant to hold them all together. Here. Oh, it was like an almond. Okay? Now I'm going to make this point here in the same space that I made here. Oh, this high point, more elongated. Then oh, in the same space, oh, I insert the needle. I pull the thread as if I were going to make a high stitch. Oh, I take off this loop first. Oh, doing this. I give and take off the other like this and I keep it on the needle. I don't finish, I make a loop, I skip 1 point and I go to the next. Now I'm just going to repeat that, okay? So I skip this one and I go in this one. I go in with a needle as if I were going to make a high stitch. Oh. And I'm going to take off only just the first strap, that being like this. Oh, now with 4 stitches on the needle, 4 straps, I give a strap and I enter again in this same space. Oh, and I'm going to take off only the same thing that I did before. Oh, I'll take off only the first one. Now I have 6 straps here. I take them all off at once. Oh, and I make a chain to hold them all together, and in the same space that I'm going to make that high point more elongated. Oh, in the same space that I enter with the needle, pull the thread, take it off once and loop, take it off again, staying with the 2 loops. Look how beautiful it is getting the loop. Oh, I skip one. And I go to the next one. I enter with a needle. Oh, as if I were going to make a high stitch. I take only the first one. I had 4 loops on the needle. I make the loop. I enter here in the same space. I make another high stitch, taking only the first one. Now I have 6 straps here. I'm going to take these 6 all at once, and I'm going to make a little chain to hold it. And in the same space, you can never forget, it's in the same space here, I'm going to make that high point more elongated. Oh, I go in here, loop, take off this first one, and loop, take off these 2 here. And I got the 2 straps on the needle. I give a loop here, and I'm going to skip this point, and I'm going to the pros. I'm going to this one. I'm going to take the first one. Loop. I go in the same space, take the second one, keep the 6 loops, take them all at once, make a chain, and go in the same space to make the high point more elongated. Point, shoot once, loop, shoot again, and I'm safe. This is Alcinha. I give the loop. Look how it's getting. This one here is the reason for the stitch in the piece. This side is upside down, okay? But it's already very beautiful too. So leave the 2 little bows, make the loop. I jump here 1 point, and I go on the other. I go here. Oh, loop. I take it off just once and leave it here on the needle. Loop, I enter the same space and take off only a little piece of the point.
I have 6 straps, take off all at once. Oh, I make a chain, and in the same space, that high elongated point, oh, take it off in 1 and 2 parts. Oh, take it off in 2 times. I don't finish. I jump a nearby cake. Oh, here, take it off here. Oh. I have the 6 loops. I take them all off at once. A chain in the same space. I do that high elongated point. You keep doing this until you reach the end of your career. Do what? It's going to stay that way, okay? So I'm going to do mine. And then when I reach the end of my career, I'll show you how my career ends. Oh, here. Then I'll finish here, and then I'll come back with you to show you. It's like the end of your career. And that's the next step. I've been weaving, oh, my whole career. Oh, so I finished my career here, and I'm not finished, though I'm going to show you how it ends. And here I did it the same way I explained it to you. So here, oh, I did the 3 together. That high point, elongated. I skip a good one on the next. I do here. Oh, the high point. Taking only a small part of it, I pass the other. I take all the pitches together, a little chain, and I'm going to make that other elongated stitch. Oh, okay, I'll go to the next one, I'll skip one, I'll go to the next one, I'll make the high point, I'll finish everything at once, I'll make the chain, and now I'm not going to make that elongated high point here. Oh, and I have 2 chains left here. Here I'm going to do half high, oh, one here and the other here, okay? So you got here, you don't need to do that other one, okay? And it already does. Because here, oh, at the beginning of the career, we start with 2 half high points. Oh, 1. And 2 only, that here we have already started work on the point. Here we stop and don't do it right. Here it stays like this, so as not to increase another point, okay? If I do one more here, it will increase my career points, so I won't do it. It will stay that way. So that's how my career turned out, right? So I made here my last half high point. I'm going to make a chain to gain height. Just turn the work around, and I'll repeat. Row number 3, so this point is going to be the repetition of row 3 and 4, which is the low point. And this fantasy point until it reaches the necessary size of your piece, okay? Low point, and this fantasy point, low point. And the fantasy point will be like this. Now, from now on, I'm going to show how we resume the low points here, okay? So I made the chain. I turned the work on this first one here. I already make a low point. In the second middle, high point, here I make a low point. Oops, here. Oh, I'm gonna resume the low point right on that one. It's on this little ball that is here. Oh, which is that little chain that we made to hold those points close together. Okay then, in this little ball here. Oh, that if you turn, oh, it's the top of a point. Oh, all these little straps here. Oh, these chains is a top point. So that's where we put the low points. So it's turning here. Oh, for you to visualize, it's right here in this ball where we put all the points together. The other one is here. Oh, in this strap here. Oh, well, here is the other one. If you have doubt, you turn and see that there is a chain. Oh, here you insert a low point. Oh, here. Oh, right in this little hole here. Oh, you insert it. If you turn here, oh, you see there's a little chain. Okay, so there's no doubt, oh, to be good here. So there's no doubt you take a turn later. As you weave, you get the hang of it and it gets very easy. Oh well, here in the little space, here, oh, which is that elongated high point. If you go to see, oh, it's right at the top of it, you put a low point in this little space. So here in this career, you have to pay close attention not to decrease points or increase points. So from time to time you count, you do, and you count these low points. So your work doesn't get crooked, okay? Because it's very easy to get confused and end up increasing or decreasing points, because it's easy to skip here one or the other, you know? So it's good from time to time to count and see if you have the same amount of points as you started. Oh, so that's how you resume? Okay, oh, right at the top here. If you were in doubt, just turn your career like this. Oh, you'll see. All these little chains are a little dot, okay? And make the low points. Only then will I finish my career here from low points, so the video doesn't get too long. Then I'll come back with you so we can do this career here once again, so there's no doubt. And then I will give the next explanations. So here that inserts the low point. Well, I'll do it here and I'll be right back. I got to the end of my career doing the low points, okay? And this right here is the right side of the piece. Look what it looks like if you still have doubts and don't know where the right piece is. The right of the piece is always the side what the little coal you started, the chains, oh, here, oh. Stay on the left side, okay? When the little wire is here, oh, this little end of the wire here is on your left side. This is the right of the piece. For example, if I see here, oh, now this little wire is on the right side. So he's on the wrong side of the play, okay? It's a tip for those who still can't identify. Those who don't have much practice still can't identify, so this is a good tip. If you see the little thread left over here, when you start the chains, it's on the left side, it's your right side of the piece, okay? So here's my right side of the piece. So now, the repetition of these two careers, so I did the low point, now I'm going to do the point reason, right? So I made my last low point here. I make a little chain and turn the work around. Now I'm going to do here, oh, in the first high point, a half high point, in the second low point, here, oh, I pass a half high point, and in the same space, I'm going to do that elongated high point. I put it here. I shoot once and I shoot twice. Oh, getting like this from there, I skip one point and I go to the next. I go in here, oh, and I do that high point. Oh, I shoot once, I come in here again, I shoot again. I got the 6 little launchers, I shoot them all at once. Oops, I take them all off at once, a little chain. Look, you realize that it gets gummy with gummy? It looks good in the direction. So, for a tip for you to see if you're making gummy under gummy, if it starts to get crooked, don't hit it like that. Oh, there's something wrong, okay? So, oh, make the throw in the same space, make that elongated high stitch. Oh, shoot once launched, shoot twice, oops, here, hold the straps on the needle, I don't finish stitch, I jump one O, I jump this one and I go on this one. Oh, I realize that it is already aligned with the other gummy here in the lower row. Oh, so everything is right here, step here, oh. I take a loop, then I take this one, I have 6 loops, I take them all at once, chain in the same space, that high point, elongated, loop, take off a looped panty, I take off the 2 here, hold the needle here, loop. I'll jump a good one on the next. See that? It is aligned with the gummy bottom.
it's like an almond, right? It might be a little almond there. Oh, seeing here. And so I'm going down like this until I reach the height I need for my piece. Okay? In my case, I think I will be 660 cm and I want to make it very long. Yes. More gidinha than I usually do. Look at this point. There are some little holes here. The gummies, it's really cool. So I'll weave this way only. At the end, I make low point, the next career. Low point then in the next career is this point here. Next low point, next this one. So you do this until you reach the height without decreasing, without anything, straight, Tuesday straight, until you get there at the desired height, okay? In my case, I think I'm going to do is 65 centimeters that I'm going to leave. But up there, when we get to the time, we will have 2 more careers of others. Half low like we did here. You'll do it up there. So you can even stop a little shorter then I'll also stop a little less and I'll do it fine here. My 2 rows of stitches half high gave 2 centimeters and a half 2 centimeters. So when it's missing, we'll see. When it's 63 centimeters, I'll stop. Then I come back with you to do these 2 careers together, finalize and explain the next steps. So you pass that way. Straight Tuesday, point on point, okay? It is this detail of the stitch until it reaches the size you need. In my case, I'm going to do 63 centimeters. That way I'm weaving carefully. Yes, if you were in doubt about the point, rewind the video a little bit, see how you do it again, okay? E is weaving, so I will weave mine now until I reach 63 centimeters. Then I come back to explain the next step of the blouse. I haven't named her yet, okay? But even I'm doing it here and I'll be right back. I came back with my woven piece, huh? Here it is, inside out, side up, because I finished there in people's careers, went down 60 careers and gave 68 centimeters. It's good this size, but now I came to show you how I came down. Oh, a straight piece. It's 50 centimeters wide, 68 long, and that's 60 careers total, right? I'm going to show you now what the next step is. What I'm going to do now is that I didn't cut the thread. Oh, I'm going to do 2 careers now with medium high points like we did here to start. Oh, 2 careers with medium high points. So I'm going to do it here too. Oh, I stopped at this part here of the point is not a high point. And here I'm going to insert my half high points, okay? I'm sorry, and the career isn't it. I didn't stop at the low points career. Oh, I stopped at the one where we make the almond and the elongated high point. Now I'm going to do 2 half point careers like I did here to start the play, okay? Then I will pause here and organize the work and I'll be back with you. So I came here at the end of my career. Look, what am I going to do now? I'm going to make a little chain. I'm going to turn the work over. And I'm going to make a half high point for each base point. Oh. Here in this career, you should be putting the low points, right? But now I'm not going to insert a low point anymore. I'm going to end it. And where would I put the low points? I'm putting the half high points and I'm going to do like this. Oh, every base point, a half high point is going like this. The career is fine. This is for us to finish. I'm going to do this and I'm going to get to the end of my career. I'll be right back with you guys, okay? So we can start together. The next we will do is 2 rows like this. There is this one and another, and this part here in the front of the blouse, I used 2 balls of wool very tight because I have the second one here. Oh, that's it. Let me here for you to visualize. Oh, there will only be left. To make these 2 rows, the front part used 2 balls. So to give an idea, this stitch doesn't cost much, doesn't require much thread, because I made 50 centimeters and weaving almost 70 in height, used exactly 2 novos, so it will be 2 for the back 4. I believe that I will use, I think, in 6 balls to finish this piece. Then I will do my half high points all this way until the end of my career. When I get there, I will come back with you. I got to the end of my career doing the half highs. I get here, I make a little chain and turn my work around. Now the play has gotten bigger. It's more difficult for us to organize it here to film. Then here I will resume the half high points. So here in the first one I do half high point because this chain is just to gain height. Oh, in the next half high point. So there are 2 rows of half a high point like we did there to start. This one is to finish the piece here. Let's do the same, remembering that UA length. The piece is optional. You can make it shorter. You don't need to make it as long as I'm doing, okay? It's at your discretion. Choose which way you want to do it. So, oh, do it like this. Oh, half a high point on each base point. Then we can finish this part here, so I'm almost done. The front part of the back are exactly the same. There is no pit or half high point on each half. High point of base career. I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to end this career. You half high. Then I'll come back with you to show you how it looks, how it turned out, measure exactly how much was left, and finish the front part of the piece here. I arrived here at the end of my career, 2 of the 2 half-point careers, and now I can finish the work. So here, oh, I'm going to show you what's left of the second skein. Oh, is this the only one left? So I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to cut all this thread. I'm going to leave it to sew. There will still be left over. But look, there are exactly 2 balls left over here, so I'm going to make my loop here. Oh, I'm going to pull all this big thread left over, but I'm not going to cut it. I'll make it long like this to make the seam left over, and then I'll cut it. Okay then, I finished Cala Asadinha, and I have 11 left here just from the 2nd of November. I'm going to stretch it here so you can see its size ready. So look how it turned out. My thin and long piece here, I measured, it was 71 centimeters and 62 rows. Okay? If you are going to do the same as mine and 50 wide with 58 points base, there are 58 chains to start. So this right here is the front part, and the next step is going to be to weave another part of this exactly the same. It's exactly the same. So you will start again, make a cord, in my case here 58 chains, and continue the same. Do exactly what I did here. Oh, let me get closer. Then you do exactly as the other part is here. And then we'll just sew the shoulders here. Oh. And it will be a very beautiful canoe neckline. So do one more part of this here, okay? I'll start mine now. I'm not going to record a video because it's exactly the same, okay? If you were in doubt, you go back a little bit the video and redo it through this step by step because it is exactly the same. I'm going to do another exactly the same amount of careers. Same measurements, all right? When I have the other part ready, I will come back here with you to show you the next steps, and then I will teach you how to sew and how we will make the sleeve, okay? So weave another one there, and I'll weave mine here, and soon I'll come back for us to continue the blouse. I came back here with my 2 pieces ready. Look, front and back are ready. I went down here. It's 50 centimeters, so I'll measure it again. I don't remember now how much the length was. I'm going to measure it. I'm going to tell you exactly how many careers I went down to give height here. And now let's show you what the next step is after you do this. These 2 equal parts here, okay? Here. So coming back here to give you the measurements, it was 69 centimeter high. The blouse is 50 wide and 69 long, 58 stitches. I put it on the base of the chain to start and went down 62 rows. Until it reaches the size I need, okay? 62 careers to be like this. So if you want to make it the same size as mine, then there are mine. It is the measurements and quantities of careers and points. Now we're going to split it in half here. Oh. The piece, so I have 58 points. I found the middle one, which is 29. I put the marker here at 29 points. So we're supposed to do the neck cavity here. What are we going to do? So I found the middle, that's mine. I have 58 points. I found 29 here and put the marker. So I usually leave is 20 centimeters of hollow here. Then you can measure and see what you think is ideal for you. The size of the collar you want on your piece. My suggestion, 20 centimeters. So from this middle point, right in the middle point, number 29, I'm going to put my measuring tape and I'm going to separate 10 centimeters. It's going to come to this point here. So I'm going to put a marker on it. If you don't have a marker, it can be a paper clip. One is a line of another color, okay? No problem. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm here, right on top of the point. And I'm going to mark 10 centimeters here because then I center it. It's 20 centimeters, but very centered. Now I'll check it out. If I have here, from one marker to the other, if I have 20, I didn't do well, 20. Let's see from here. No, it didn't do 20. It didn't do right because it was bent here. So it gave 20 centimeters, from one marker to the other. So this here will be my collar. So this is how we do it. Now I'm going to count here. From here, how many stitches? How much? I have stitches left because I have to have the same amount of stitches on one side and the other so that the blouse is not crooked because the shoulder is very straight. So here I have 12, 34, 5, 6, 7, 89, 10, 11, 12, 13, 1, 41, 5, 16, 1, 17. Here I have to be 17, 2, 0, 1, 23, 45, 67, 89, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It worked out, okay? So I have 17 stitches here for me, for my shoulder seam, and this space here will be my collar. So this is how I do the collar space, okay? So if you want a smaller collar, you can leave 18, 15 centimeters, depending on the piece you are going to make to your liking. My 20 centimeters, because I want a little more open swallow, okay? So this is how we do it. If you are in doubt, go back to the video a little and you will understand, okay? So you find the middle mark here, 10 centimeters here, 10 centimeters there, put the markers, check if you have the right size and if you have the right amount of points here for the ON. Now we're going to do the seam, so we're going to leave it inside out. Only on this one. I'm going to show you here this side here. Oh, let me find here the beginning of the piece here. This side here is, let me approach the right side that we have always been weaving. Oh, the little thread is here for me, left, just this one. I don't really like it on this side. I'm going to use the like on the right, this side here. Oh, I'm going to use this side here as a right because it's more perfect here. Oh, the shape of the almond that we weaved, okay? The high point extended here became more visible, more beautiful. The little holes that formed. So this side that theoretically here in the play is the opposite side, I'm going to leave it to the right. And this side here, which is the right side of the piece, I'm going to turn it upside down because notice that it didn't turn out like this. As beautiful as the other side, but at your discretion. If you want to leave that side out, you can. But I'm going to leave this one upside down, the right side of the right piece. I'm going to leave it inside out, and I'm going to use the inside out as right. So, to do the sewing, I'm going to do what? Am I going to leave it inside out? Out. Because I'm going to sew it inside out. So I'm going to take this piece here, and I'm going to leave it with the right up that I want to use in the piece. And I'm going to take my other piece here that I have ready. I'm going to put it on top with the right facing down. That little piece now upside down. Oh, right with right. Let me move it away here. Oh. Right, wrong, right? Because we're going to do the sewing upstairs. I'll wrap it up here to make it easier. Here we had already scored. We found the marking together there. So I'm going to learn. I'm going to count 17 points here. I'm going to learn from the marker. Then we start sewing here on the shoulder. The play, right? So I'm organizing, attaching the two together now. I'm going to count 17 points, attach them with the marker, and here it's the same. The middle one I can remove. It was just for guiding measurements. I'll take this marker out and put it here, 17 with 17. Then I'll come back to sew the other part here. I came back here with you that I attached the two parts, front and back with one side out. The reverse side that I chose outside, and I had left that larger thread here. I didn't cut it from the two pieces. I didn't cut it. I left it long, and now put it on the upholstery needle. And let's join it here. From the beginning to the marker, okay? I'll see if I can get close here. For what? To facilitate sewing, it is then has several ways to sew, and you will choose the best to the way you always do, which is accustomed. Yeah, I'll do it, I'll sew it. Let's see here with a stitch back. It's a suggestion, okay? No need, oh, you'll organize it well, right, with a dot here. Oh, so the piece doesn't get crooked. Oh, dot with dot. These first two here I joined, and I'm going to tie 11 knots just to be well attached, because the thread is already tied there. It already came from the one I was weaving. I'm going to make a point back, so I'm going to go in, oh, this one, oh, and this one. I'm going back in this one, oh. And I'm gonna go out in this one. I always jump one, then I come back in this one that I jumped. If you want, you can walk. Oh, then you don't need to press too hard. Oh, I jumped one there. Oh, I'm going out with the wire here. I jumped this one, and I'm going on this one. But you can sew the way you are used to, no problem. I'll go back to this one. Oh, what I had skipped. Oh, step at the top in all the little bags here from the top of the stitch. Oh, don't tighten too much, but also, oh, I jumped. Oh, the thread came out here. Oh, the thread came out here. Oh, I'm going to jump. I'm going to this one. Then I'll go back to this one, but if you want, you can go like this, go back like this, oh, go like this, go back like this is also super right, okay? No problem, so don't tighten it too tight so it doesn't wrinkle up, but don't leave it too loose either. Oh, and it goes point by point. Here, oh, little by little, oh, until I get there on the marker, I'm going to go down mine here until I get to the marker. Oh, this way. Look how it's looking. It doesn't even look like the seam. Then I'll show you how it looks. It's on the right side, that seam. So I came down here. And I go here and I come back. I always go back and forth. Oh. I'm almost there on the marker. Very nice stitching, you can't tell. If you are enjoying this video, I already leave your like, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please turn off notifications so you know when I post a new video. Okay, so I got here at the last one. Oh, I went over here with the marker stitch. Oh, I'm going to sew it now. Oh. Now I get in here again, and I'm going to leave a little strap here. Oh, that I'm going to give a little knot. Oh, I left a little strap. Let me make it smaller so that you can see better. Oh, I left this strap here. Oh, now I'm going to pass needle inside it and pull. I gave a little knot, then you will hide this thread, oh. Go walk with this thread between the stitches here. Oh, I have a very long thread, which is what's left of the ball. Oh, there's another little knot here. But anyway, you go through here. Oh, and then you can cut it when you pass a little inside here to hide the end. You can cut it. I'm going to show you how the seam is on the right side. Oh, it's a very beautiful seam. Oh, it doesn't look like it. Look, here the seam doesn't even look like it. Oh, here it's going to be on top of the other. It's going to be like this here, okay? It was like this. Now you're going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut the thread here. I'm going to put a needle on this side, oh, the other thread that I left long, and I'm going to sew the same way until I reach the marker. It's there after I finish. I come back for us to sew the side. I finish the seam here, oh, on both sides of the shoulder. I'm going to turn it over for you to see from the right how it looks. Look, keep this little detail. Okay? this seam on the right side. Keep the blouse inside out because we're going to sew the side. So she's keeping it inside out. Now here, shoulder, I usually leave it to the pit. I usually have mango. Since it's a small size, I'm going to leave 19 centimeters of cavity here. Okay? So from up here, here's the shoulder seam. So here from the shoulder seam to here, I mark 19 centimeters. I'm going to put the marker here. It's 19 centimeters. I'll take both sides here. So this is going to be my sleeve. Okay? 19 centimeters. I'll leave the sleeve sizes in the description. It's for MP size. It's G. Okay. I'll make everything right. In the video description, you click on that arrow next to the video name. You'll find the exact measurements there, okay? So here, how is a size P? I'm going to leave 19 centimeters, so what am I going to do? I put the marker holding it. I'm going to count it to see if I have the same amount of career chains here and here so the piece doesn't get crooked. And then I'm going to start sewing here like I did, like I did on the shoulder, okay? But then I'll organize everything right, then I'll come back with you to sew together. What is it for? So that there is no doubt, right? So here I measured, it was 19 centimeters. Then I counted it. The careers, and I counted back to see if it stayed the same. I put the marker holding the two, because so far I have. I'm not going to sew because I'm going to make my sleeve here. So I'm going to sew from underneath to here the marker. So I'm going to put some markers of another color, which is just to hold it well level. So that the piece doesn't get twisted, okay? I'm just going to put it this way. To be very straight, okay? I'll use other colors to not confuse that yellow one. I'll use to mark where I have to stop sewing. So I aligned it right end to end here. Right. Now I can start my sewing. So I'm going to do it the same way I've been doing it there at No. So I'm going to organize the piece here. I have already marked. I have left it very right. I put the careers together and I will start sewing now. So now to start sewing.
Sure, I will. I put the thread on the needle. I'm on the side underneath, okay? I'm going to join tip to tip. I'm going to insert the thread here. Right at the beginning, of the career, I'm with my inside out, okay? So I put the wire here and leave a little tip because I'm going to tie this wire here on my piece. So the sewing, as I had said before, there on the shoulder, you start the way you're used to, tie the thread the way you're used to. That's a suggestion I'm making here, okay? And I'm going to the other side, the initial knot. I'm going to put these two parts together now. These two little dots here. Then we'll go through it with an upholstery needle and go and hide it, okay? So, I pull this thread and then I come back here at the end again. I pull here. Let me just take these little ends off the side and I'm going to leave a little loop here on the thread. And I'm going to thread it with a needle inside. I'm gonna give that initial knot, the knot here and now. It's very straight. Career with career. And I'm gonna sew here. Caught on the side of the stitch. If you want to make an end and make a stitch back too, you can, or you come here and come back here. You have to take care to make it well aligned and not crooked. The piece is okay, then you come a little further forward and come back here again. The line is straight. And so you'll get there at the marker that I put, which is the sleeve cavity mark, remembering that I'm going to leave the size of the cavity measurements there in the description of the video very clearly for you, okay? The size P, normally I leave 19 centimeter. If I'm not mistaken, it's 22 centimeter, increasing according to the size MG. I have everything written down. I'll put it there in the description for you, okay? The suggested sizes are, if you don't have this size, I'm doing there my 19 centimeter. It took 18 careers, if I'm not mistaken. I left it separate there from Cava de Pravida, from US Weaving Our Sleeves. So will you sew like this, or the way you are used to until you arrive? There on the marker, I'm going to weave mine here. Then when I'm done, I'll come back with you, okay, to show you how the stitching turned out. And then we will move on to the next step, and we will weave the sleeve. Then we'll weave the sleeve right into the blouse now. So I'm going to sew here. Then I'll be back with you. As soon as I finished, I got the seam up here, oh, on the marker. I did what I did on the shoulder, then I went inside here and cut the wire there. Now I can take the marker off, and I'm going to do the same measurement. On the other side, okay, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to measure the 18 centimeters. I'm going to put the marker. Oh, here, this is the other side. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to mark the 19 centi. I'm going to put the marker, and I'm going to sew this whole side. Then the blouse is practically assembled, okay? So this is how the seam looked. I'll show it here on the side of the... From the right, just so you can visualize, oh, it's like this, let's approach, oh, the seam here. The seam line is like this, okay? Now I'm going to do everything I did on this side here. I'm going to do on this other side. I'm going to measure the 19 centimeter cavity here, or the shoulder here. 19 centimeter. I'll mark it and I'll sew it down from here. When I finish, I'll come back with you to start the sleeve, and we'll start weaving here in this space that has been formed. We're going to start weaving our sleeves in circular rows here, okay? So I'm gonna sew here, and I'll be right back with you. I came back here with you to show Busa. It is already sewn on both sides. And I've already made a sleeve to advance so that I can make and wear it and have all the measurements and careers right. Look how the seam on the side was. Almost imperceptible, okay? And here I already made a mango. Look how beautiful it looks. It looks very beautiful. It's different now. Here it's straight just like that. Oh, it's just like that, okay? Now I'm going to teach you how to make a mango, right? So from the one I already made, I'm going to weave this one. Here I left 19 centimeters. It was very tight, but I think I could have left more. But after I sewed, I didn't move, it worked, but it was very tight. If you want a wider jacket, that effect more. Larger width you should do is leave larger. Then I will pass the measurements to you. I'll leave the measurements for the other mango pit sizes in the description, okay? So I'm with the blouse on the right side, out,
And now I'm going to start. I'm going to start right here under the arm, okay?
Aetia manga. I'm going to bring the camera closer now so we can get started. Aotika mango. I'm here with my kava. Oh, and I'm going to start here under the arm, right under. So I take my thread and I'm going to insert it into this first space that I have here. Oh, we have the sewing here. I'm going to insert it here. Hey, is that the wire? Oh, I do it like this, but you can put the wire the way you are used to, no problem. Here's just 111 of the ways to do it. I leave this end here, and I'm going to weave it later, right? Then I'm going to insert it here. I put the thread, I give a loop. To attach this wire, and in the same space, I'm going to make a low point and I'm going to attach this end here. Now the thing is, I'm going to put 38 points here, around this whole pit. This whole pit. So the right thing is for you to divide it very neatly here. So much so that you put it here to the middle, you go to the other. I think I put 18 or 19.
19 I think it was, and plus 19 in this one, which then adding 19 plus 19 of 38. Okay, so this is how you should do it. So I'm going to start with 38 stitches down here. You can put more or less, depending on the size you're knitting, the width you want the sleeve, because it's not going to decrease. It's going to be that until the end. So I put 38. I thought it was good. And remembering, if you go for a different quantity than mine, you have to go for even numbers. To make the stitches right here is to make the stitch design right. So always even numbers. So I'm going to put 38, 119 on each side. You will accommodate the low points where you will find space. You will put it, but do not put it too close, not too far. Distribute those points well, okay? So I'm going to put it like this. Here in this space. One can go here, in this one can go another in each space. Because here, is the side of the points, right? So you put it on and you count it. Then distribute those points well. Until you get here. Do you want to see the seam on the shoulder? It's right here. So I'm going to get this far by making low points, and I'm going to count if I put 19, because I have to put 19 on each side to be well distributed to give my 38. So I'm going to pause the video here, and I'm going to do the low points until I get here. On the shoulder seam I will check if I have my 19 low stitches to be able to. It's distributing it right. I got here the shoulder seam. And inserting my low point here. Number 19. Okay, so what am I going to do? I have to do 19 stitches from seam to seam until I get down here. So I have to distribute from here, from the seam to here, 19 stitches. So I'm going to rotate my work here a little. I'm here on my shoulder. So I'm already going this way. I've already gone to the other side. I didn't put it right on top of the seam there. I'm going to start counting the 1 again. 1 and 2. 34. Every little space you find here. My son, he made it all up. So where you think you should put the space here, you will put the low point. You will put it until you complete the amount of points and get to the bottom here. I'll put mine like this, this way, until I get down there. When I get there, I'll come back with you to show you the next step. I arrived here at the end of my career, scored 19 points on the other side, and ended up with 38 points. in total. So I'm going to close here. Oh, at the first low point that I made. Oh, I insert the needle here and pull with a very low point and make a chain. So if you don't know the amount of stitches you put here, oh, in the sleeve you put it, distributing the stitches where you think it looks good. There is no space. Open, not too crowded, and then you count to see if there is a number of even points. It's going to work. Or drawing of people's costume. So I ended my career here. The first one I did, a little chain went up. I'm going to turn the job around, okay? I'm going to work now inside out here on my piece. So I'm going to have another low point career. Low points are also difficult for you to visualize here because I'm going to try to improve. Yeah, you're gonna make low point over low point. So in this first one here, oh, I'll already make a low point in it, okay? That little chain was just to gain height. So I'll come in here and make a low point. So I'll turn the work around and I'm working inside out. Oh, inside out now, okay? So we're going to do this throughout our career. So I'm going to make a low point for each low point that we have here as a base. Oh. So, oh, I have to finish my career with a low 38 points. I don't know if you're getting it right. Oh, one low point for every low point. Remembering that I turned the fabric and I'm working inside out. Now, oh, I started here and I'm coming here. I'm going to rotate my work here and do the low points. So I'm going to go through my whole career doing just low points again. Low point on every low point until I get there. At the end of my career, I will weave mine here and come back with you so we can start the next career. I reached the end of my career. I knitted my last low. I'll close here on the first point I made. Insert the needle and make a very low stitch. Oops, escaped here, make here my lowest point. I make a little chain and I'm gonna turn the work, I'm gonna turn my whole play and now I'm gonna work on the right side. And I'm going to start the point that we've been making throughout the entire body of the piece. So I do here, at the first point, here already, I do a half high point and an elongated high point together in the same space, here and here. Now I'm going to skip one low point and go to the other and do that almond of mine that is here. Except for this one, how did I come down all my play? I take the 6, throwing a chain and my elongated high point here in the same space. Oops, I take 1 and throw it. I take 2, I skip a good point on the next, and I'm doing the same thing. I close here, here, and do it. And so you continue the stitch here on the sleeve. I give you a little roast here. I left the flame on the needle and it's half rouleau. I'm showing it sideways here for you. So I skip one, I go on the next, and I'm doing this until I reach the end of my career. I'm going to be mine here. And then I'll come back to you when I reach the end of my career to show you how we're going to do the next one. It's getting like this. So I started here, with the half high point and an elongated high point together. I skipped a base point. I already did my almond and an elongated high point. I skipped one, made almond, an elongated stitch. And so you'll get here. In the end, I'm going to go down mine until I get here near the end. Before the end, to show you how we're going to finish this career and start the next one. Right? I've gone through my entire career doing those stitches, the way we used to do them on blouses. Getting here with 3 left to go, I'm going to show you how I do it here.
I made my elongated high point. I skip one in the next. I make my almond here, a little chain, and I go here in this next one. I don't skip anything, and I just make a half high point, and I don't make that elongated point like we were ending our career there in the body of the piece, and I'm going to close it at the top of the point here where I made the point. Half a point I do. I close the row right on the straps here at the top of the stitch. I close with a very low stitch. If you want, you can close right here too. Oh, I think it even gets easier. Let me just organize the thread here. I'm not taking all the loops. You can close between the chain you made to go up in the middle high point, okay? You can do it there too. I do it there, close it with a very low stitch, a little chain, oh, and turn the work over, so you will turn it over. Now let me see if I look at the floor 5, turn it upside down now, and you will weave low stitch rows. How do you get down there in the play? So this first one here, oh, the little chain, just to gain height. I'll do the high point, the low point there. So the ideal in this career here of low points, you count to see if you have about 38 points, because it's easy to increase or decrease, okay? So it's good for you to tell. So I've already done 1 row here. I'll do the other row. 2 here, 34, just like you did there on the body of the blouse, okay? 56. And you go on doing and counting 7, 89, and 10. If you don't want to keep counting, you can do everything later, count. Okay, but now, from now on, the blouse will be the repetition of these 2 careers. Okay? So you did the low point. Now you go from there. You're going to do the stitch detail here, the almonds, and the elongated stitch. A career low, remembering that low point careers are always on the wrong side of the piece. Okay, you're going to weave this way, okay? Low point, and at the next point of the almond point, there you will weave until you reach the necessary height. I'll pass it on to you here. The quantity of the other sleeve that I wove and just doing here, oh, the stitches, oh, just weaving, oh, here the 2 rows of low stitch. Then I have already started the detail of the stitch, the row of low stitches inside out, the other one of almonds. So I'm going to count here how many rows I've weaved is the total, and then I'll come back with you. I got my sleeve here, so I counted, oh, from the 2 low stitch rows that I made first, the first ones, counting the 2 so far, oh, I weaved 33 rows, right? Exactly point by point, doing the little detail there from the point. Low point, point is for 33 careers in total. And here I was left with, let's see how many centimeters here. From the first low point to where I stopped, there, oh, 38 centimeters, all right, 38 centimeters. So if you want to make my suggestion, which is a size P, okay, it's from here. Oh, from here where I start the low points up to here, 38 centimeters. Then I stopped. Third, here I go. Then I did a career of decreases, and I did the cuff and the finish with the crab stitch. But then I'm going to come down from my other sleeve exactly like I came down this one, okay? High points are low points. And the detail of the closing point there in the last row, I'll start, okay? So if you have any questions, you can go back to the video and do it. So get back to answering your questions, okay? So I'm going to do it here. Oh, remembering that ooh is the low point. It's always on the inside of the piece, okay? And you always remember from time to count, because I was doing it. Sometimes I would see
I was already with 39, 40 points, my gosh, but I started with 38. Then I looked, there was, at that time of putting the low points, I was confused. Sometimes I would put 2 here because sometimes I would leave it too wide, you know? So it's good for you to tell. I had to break it up, come back, do it all over again. So I'm always me, okay? I ended up counting my entire low point career because 38 points count quickly, okay? Then you close your career here, work for the right detail of the point. Turn, make the career up to 33 careers or 38 centimeters. Yes, it gave the length, but it's optional. It's my size. If you want, you can make it bigger, right? So, when I'm done weaving all these rows, I'll come back with you to show you how to make the fist. This part of the wrist here, how did we make the decreases and how did we finish it here, okay? But that's how I'm done. I'm going. I came back here with you that I went down my 33 rows and gave me here the 38 centimeter I needed to limp. Now it's remembering that you should always stop in this career. Here, O of stitches is almond stitch. Here with the elongated stitch, always in this one, okay? Now we are going to make the decreases. Oh, here mine has 38 stitches, and it is wide. If I'm going to do the decreases, I'm going to decrease all the stitches. I'm going to reduce by half. I'm going to have 19. For me, it was super right. It passed here the sleeve O. It passed the arm decreasing, half O. It was very right here for me. So yeah, I'm going to show you. You go adapting and go. It's decreasing. Maybe you don't have to diminish all that I am going to diminish. Maybe your sleeve is tighter, so you don't have to do all the decreases. You can intersect because here, oh, I finished my career. I made a chain. Oh, let me just adjust the thread here. Oh, I did it here as I finished my career. I made 11 chains and I'm going to turn the work over now. Then look, I'm going to turn here to weave. Leave me alone. The piece is big now, so here I'm going to start my low stitches inside out as I came doing my whole piece. Only I'm going to do with the decreases. Oh, I'm going to insert my needle here in the first stitch E. I'm not going to finish the low stitch. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to the next one here. Oh, pull. Now yes, I finish it together. Oh, so from 3 stitches I stayed with only 1 on the needle, and I'm going to do this on all of them. Oh, I'm going to get into this one. I do it and I don't finish. I'm going to get into this one. I do it. Oh, I take the 3 brush strokes at once. So, oh D, I got 1, so I'll cut it in half, so if you don't want to. Do it this way. Talk, don't get too tight, then you can do it. For example, here, oh, you make a low normal point. Here too, for example, right? Then in the next one, you make a decrease for each. Normal ones that you weave. In the other one, you make the decrease also gives, but I'm going to make it all with decrease, which then worked super right, served very right. So I go in at each point, oh, and do 2 together. I enter the point and don't finish. I enter here in the next one and take the 3 pitches together. Oh, and so I will finish my career. Oh, making decreases. So out of 38 points, I will only get 19. But then it's a matter of you measuring on your arm to see if it won't be too tight. Then you make all the decreases. I'm going to do mine here so the video doesn't get too long. Oh, I'm going to do it this way, point by point, all of them with decreases. Then when I reach the end of my career, I'll come back with you to show you how I'm going to do the next one, okay?
Now we will start weaving the handle, and then we will no longer use this stitch that we have been working on throughout the piece. Oh, I'm halfway through my career doing my decreases.
So I'm going to pause the video, finish it. When I get to the end, I'll come back to show you the result. I went through my entire career, and the last point he doesn't have one more to do. I'm going to do it just like this. Now I'm going to close my career here. In the first stitch I made, I enter with a needle and close with a very low stitch, a chain, and I'm going to turn the work around. Look how it is now. Adjusted, let me give you one.
Here for you to visualize better. Look, you already gave that close here that I needed to start the fist. Now the fist. We're going to work now on the right side, right? And let's just do it with half a high point. Now I'm going to make a half high point for each low point that I have here. In my career, that is, I have 19, so I have to have 19 and a half high points. So the chain is just to gain height. I already do it here in the first middle high point, and in the next ones I'm going to do it in the middle. High point at each O point, half a high point at each low point here of the base that I have O. So in the end I have to be 19. I'm making my career of low points here. It's half a point high O on every point I've made. When I reach the end of my career, I'll come back with you to show you how we're going to make the handle of the piece from now on, only with half high points O. So I'm gonna go through the whole career and I'll be right back with you. I arrived here at the end of my career. With my 19 half high points, I'm going to close here at the top of the people. In all the first one I did, I just go in with the needle here, close with a very low stitch, make a little chain, and I'm going to turn the work around. So I will always work here with careers. It's upside down and right. Look how tapered it is, how tiny it is here. AA. Oh, the fist. Now I'm going to make a half high point, but I'm going to take it between the points, okay? I'm not going to take it here. Oh, as we have to take it, in the loop here at the top of the stitch. Oh, I'm going to take it between the stitches, right, to give a different effect. Oh, the first one I do here. Oh, between the two. Oh, I do here. Oh, between the stitches. Oh. Between one point and another, I do my half high point just that, okay? Between one point and another, I make a half point high. So I make sure I have 19 points, only 12, 3, 4, 5, 6 I always do. And I keep counting, so there's no danger of missing a point or missing a point, okay? So I'm going to do it here. Oh, just taking it between the points, not here where I would have it when we normally take it, right? In the Alcina, here it is between one point and another. So I'm going to finish my career here, oh, that way. Then when I'm done, I'll come back with you to show you how we start the next one, okay? And then we're almost finished with the blouse. Well, I'm making my career here and I'll be right back with you. I've been here my whole career and I'm going to close it here with a very low point. In the first point I made, I closed a chain and now I'll turn the work around. Okay, I'll work on the right side. And I'm going to start by making the stitches. Half a high stitch between the stitches, okay? It's like this. I'm going to reach the size I need for a fist. Okay, taking it between the stitches to give this beautiful and different effect here for our piece.
Okay, and remembering that this is a suggestion, you have a fist if you want. You can make that elastic fist with the raised point. That normal bar we always make is 1 by 1, right? 1 forward, 1 back embossed, or 22 by 2 is also cool. But I decided to do it differently without that elastic stitch, only with half-high stitches, catching like this between the stitches, and you will do so until you reach the size you need fist. I'm going to show you the other one here that is already finished. Oh, I came down here. Oh, this way, catching between the points. I came down here. Let's see how many. 12, 34, 56, 7, 89, 10, 11, 12 careers, okay? 12 rows of points is half-high points only. Then I'm going to do my 12 rows the way I showed you. Okay, just taking between the points. Doing the 19 points here, so I'm going to do my 11 careers. 12, I think it was already, I forgot now. 12, 34, 56, 78, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 careers, right? I'm going to do my 12 career half point high here. Oh, then when I finish, I'll come back with you to teach you how to do this finish here. Oh, which is a crab stitch, okay? To give this very cute effect here. For the play, okay, so I'm going to weave my 12 careers here and I'll be right back with you so we can continue. I finished my 12 career high points, caught between the stitches. Look how the fist turned out. It turned out to be a big fist, so there were 11. It's 12 rows, right, which gave me a total of almost 12 centimeters. Oh, if you count on the low point I made here. Oh, 12 centimeters is fist. Now we're going to do a finish here. Oh, here is also optional. If you want to leave it like this, you can, or if not, you will do the crab stitch. So I finished my career and made a chain to start my career here, the crab stitch for us. When we are going to weave, we weave from here to here, the crab stitch. We are going to weave from here to here. It's going to come back. That's why it's crab, the name. So, oh, I'm going to insert needle here. Oh, in my first stitch here, pull the thread. It's a bit strange at first. There, it's twisted. Then you make the low stitch. It's a little knot. You go to the next little chain here. Oh, next little chain that you have here. Oh, the next top of the point enters with the needle, pulls the thread and makes here the low point. Oh, there is a little knot there when you go to the next one. Oh, this one goes to the place. Oh, enters here, pulls and makes a low point. Oh, and these little knots stay here. Oh. So, oh, he stands upright. I enter here in the next one. Oh, I enter here, pull my thread and bring him here like this. Then I make the low point. Oh, I go in the next one. Oh, I enter with a needle, pull the thread and do it here as if I were going to make a low point. And look how it's looking. It gives a very beautiful finish to the foot. So, oh, it's got those little knuckles. Remembering that I did my previous career backwards, so the next one would have to be for the right, which is what I'm doing here, okay? So a crab stitch should, you always go when you are on the right side. Oh, enter the next one. I pull the thread and do the low stitch, and I walk like this. Oh, EE. Remember that when you are doing your sleeve, you will write everything down. How many stitches did you put on? How many rows did you weave? Keep in mind that after that, it will be easier for you to do the next one, okay? So the first one I always do, and I measure myself. I do it and I measure, and then I write down everything. I started with so many points. I increased in this case not here. I didn't need to increase or decrease anything, right? Just there at the end. Oh, and that's how I'll get to the end of my career. I'm going to spend the rest of my career here. Oh, just like that. Then I'll come back with you to show you how I finish this career, okay? How do I finish? I close here to finish. I'm already arriving here at the end of my career, missing the last 2 points. I'm going to do it together with you. I insert it here, I make my low point. Come in here at the last, I make a stitch. And now I'm going to do this to finish, oh, because I started. And here I finish. I let go of the needle here a little, take it off. Come in here under, oh, here with the needle, pull this thread down. Oh, I'll take the thread back and bring it here. Now yes, I make a little chain and I can cut the wire. Okay? I'm going to take one here. Now I can pull it out and finish. Oh, then this thread here, I pass it back and it's ready. Oh, I cut the thread, pulled it out, roasted, and then I'm going to get an upholstery needle. I'm going to put it on. And I'm going to go inside here on the inside of the piece. So now I'm going to do this same finish here. Oh, the crab stitch on the collar. It's here on the collar. Oh, I'm with the collar here. Oh, I'm going to choose a side is here. I'm going to take it right here in the middle and I'm going to put the thread on. So it's optional for you to do that. Okay. If you want, you can, otherwise you just do it on your sleeve or not. Then it's up to you. I'm going to tie the thread here. Oh, as I always do to start a new job, I'm going to insert the thread here, pull it, give a loop, and now I'm going to walk from here to here, right? What is the crab point? I'm going the same here. Oh, I'm going here. Oh, I pull the wire and make my low point. I go to the next one. I go in with the needle. I pull the thread and I make it mine and I stay. I did the same one. I go here in the next one. I pull the wire. I'll take the next one, pull the wire and do my low point. I'll take the next one, I'll get in here, I'll pull and I'll make my low point. Well, these little nuts are getting here in our play, so I keep doing mine until I get to the end. Then I'll be back with you. To show the result and how we finish, and the piece will be ready. I went through my entire career, and I'm getting here in the first one I did. Oh, I do it here. I let go of the needle. I go in here on the side. Oh, this one I did. Just insert the needle. I get the loop back. Oh. Take him back there. Now I can make a loop here and cut the thread. I cut the wire and pull. The knot is already done, then I can go in here. And then as an upholstery needle, I will hide all the threads I have left here in my piece. Okay, so I'll show you how the sleeve turned out for you. Let me pull the collar back. I mean, look how cute it is with that detail. Let me see if I can get it here. Oh, oh. It has a very nice finish. Oh. It's a straight collar, that's right. Now I'm going to take my pillow needle and I'm going to finish all the lost threads I have here for the piece. I already have my needle here. Oh, on the thread where I started. Then I'm just going to go through the inside. Oh, a few points.
of the piece. Oh, just be careful not to go to the other side of the piece. I'm just going to go between some loops here of the stitch. Oh, and I'm going to hide it, oh, between the stitches here that I went down. Oh, I can hide here inside the crab stitches too. Oh, I don't know what I was showing. Oh, I step inside the stitches, I pull the thread, so I'm going to hide this thread here. So what? I can cut, oh, I'll go down here between these points just for the pictures that appear back here. Okay? I'm not going to let him appear on the other side. Oh, I've been through enough and I can cut off what's left of him, so. If you want to thread all the thread, you can too, but I'm going to thread it and I'm going to put a needle in this one, okay? Short, what can you do? Take a thinner crochet needle and take the thread here and pass. Oh, because it's too short to put on the needle. Then you pass it here, oh, with the crochet needle, okay? It also works great if you don't have your easy upholsterer's needle there. Oh, I spent it all here. And those wires are already hidden. I'm going to do this with all the other threads here on the sleeve. What's left for me here, I'm going to put a needle here and hide it inside, like I did here, okay? So the video, the blouse is ready. It's optional. If you want to do it here on the bar below, oh, you can do it downstairs, but I'm going to leave it like this. No point, okay? I have to hide these threads now that I have left here from the seam and the blouse is finished. I hope you enjoyed this video, okay? I hope you enjoyed the piece. It is. I already leave your like, subscribe to the channel if you are not yet subscribed, and be sure to activate notifications so you know when I post a new video piece finished. I got it all. Look how it turned out. Now I'm going to dress it up and show it to you.